So we're in Zonte Beach, El Salvador. Let's see what we got going on. I'm at the hotel. I'm at the Hotel Rancho. Gonna go get breakfast at 8 a.m. Bitcoin accepted. This is like the Bitcoin capital, Surf City. Look at that. I might try to do a tour here.
Yo sí te consigo fuego.
That's a nice scene to wake up to. Pretty beautiful. Go explore there a little later. So I just ordered breakfast. Told them to fill my mug up with coffee. People are already surfing. Pretty chill here, I have to say.
Yeah, I know you heard me order bacon. That's why you're here. You can't fool me. You heard me order bacon. You're waiting for my bacon. I know you.
Yeah?
Just got breakfast, pancakes. I'm pretty sure this is $6. Sure, it'll be good. What's up, YouTube land? So, I have a interesting story. Kind of boring story, but I learned something new today. Is apparently when you make a reservation through booking.com, and listen, I don't know, I don't use it that often, and I don't know if there's an option to pay, okay, whatever, but I learned that when you make a reservation, keyword being reservation through booking.com, that it is exactly that, a reservation. So this morning I was informed that the hotel that I was at down the block did not honor my reservation for tonight. So, they just like, yeah, we sold your room, we're completely booked. And I'm like, yeah, but my reservation says I have the room for tonight. And then that's when the owner, who spoke English, said, yeah, but it's just a reservation. If you do it through Airbnb, you're paying for it in advance, and that's it. So I guess, listen, I understand both sides. I'm a business guy. I get it, right? If you have a reservation, and then you have a paying customer in front of you, right? Which one are you going to choose? I get it. It was Loco Resorts, and I'm going to mention credit where credit is due. Is the owner did offer his house to me. He said, that if you can't find another place, he said, I have a house nearby you can stay, which is, very, very generous of him. So props to him. I was like, hey, listen, I'm in San Salvador. It's not a big deal. It is what it is. I deal with 100. I'm a business guy, IT guy. I have employees. I deal with 100 problems every single week. I was like, okay, not a big deal. So I was gonna get an Uber home, and I decided to come to the beach. And I was like, you know what? There's no tents or anything, so maybe I can find like a shaded place. I have my chair, and so I came back to the same place where I had the beer yesterday rather, where I met a bartender named Bailey from California, who's working here for a few weeks. And I was like, maybe she'll let me stay, whatever. And so I came up to the hotel here, and it turns out that Aldo, who's the owner, who also speaks English, happened to be sitting there. And I was like, hey, got kicked. Would you mind if I hang out here for a little bit? And he's like, yeah, you can hang out if you buy something. That's pretty much what he told me. And I was like, all right, yeah, no problem. I'll buy a beer. And so we started talking. Super nice guy. And I found out he's the owner. I told him, the booking, whatever. They're going to see if they have a dorm room available for me. At first, I was kind of like, I don't know, man. Might be too old for a bunk bed, right, deal. But then I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Let me know. And I bought a day pass for $15 here, and I'm going to show you the video. Hang on. Look at that. Yeah, and I know there's construction. They're building. There's hammering, unfortunately, but this is my view, and that's my bed over there with my backpack right there. Look at that. So this is all I wanted. I'm perfectly content here. I have a comfortable place, and I'm just gonna chill here, watch some videos, fly my drone. I told Aldo I would take some drone footage of his place and give it to him for marketing, just be nice, whatever. So yeah, I think we're good. I'm glad I walked over here. I was almost tempted to call an Uber right then and there and just go back home. And then I'm just like, what the hell am I gonna do back in San Salvador? I'm like, not a damn thing. So I think this is working out really nice. And if they might have the dorm room, and if they do, I might take them up on it and take advantage of the long weekend. This is kind of what I was looking forward to, just sitting here, just whatever. So, okay. Buenos tardes. So, quick update here as the story unfolds, because it's my life is so so suspenseful and exciting. The hotel here does not have a room. Okay, so I thought I was going to be able to get a bunk bed here. They're full, and it is what it is. And the reason is because it's Valentine's Day weekend, so I guess they have a lot of bookings everywhere. And so I'm going to be chilling out here for the afternoon. And I did come up with the idea, hey, it's worth asking, right? Since I was speaking to the owner, Aldo, and everything. And also there's a girl here from California named Bailey. Maybe I mentioned it, I don't know. She's bartending here, very super nice. So I asked her to ask Aldo if maybe he could, since he obviously knows all the locals here, to reach out and see if he can find somebody with a room, that he knows somebody. There's nothing available on Airbnb whatsoever in Zonte, like nothing for Airbnb. Booking.com, I don't think there's anything either. So it's really beautiful here, and it's a long weekend, and I really would like to stay. Right? If I go back to San Salvador, I'm not going to be really doing much. So maybe I'll have some luck. Maybe Aldo will call a friend and find somebody with a bed for tonight and see what happens. But until that happens, look at this. So can anybody blame me why I don't want to leave? Beers are $2.50. Oh, speaking of $2.50, okay, I'm going to warn everybody out there. I went to I'm not saying it's everywhere, but I went to the convenience store last night just to grab a beer on the way home. And I went to go reach for the sunblock, and a tube of sunblock was, wait for it, $19. So I found interesting is that the sunblock was $19, but the big beer that I bought, the big one, was $4. So you can imagine, they know which items to mark up significantly, because they know if you don't have sunblock, you're screwed. I was pretty shocked, actually. So if you're gonna come to El Zonte, and my guess would be some of the other beaches, make sure you bring your own sunblock from the city, okay? Otherwise, you're gonna be in for a bit of a sticker shock. Okay, well, we'll see how this turns out. I have all day, but I don't want to wait too late tonight to just call an Uber, obviously, for obvious reasons. I'm fingers crossed, and I'm hoping maybe the owner could get a friend. And listen, they're they're pretty hospitable. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody says, hey, I have a spare room in my house. I mean, just saying that option is there, and I'd be open to that option. I mean, why not? So, I would just crash there for the night, and then I can come back here tomorrow. I really would like to. So I'm hoping they can pull some strings for me. We'll see. Bye. Hello. So, I know my 8 subscribers as of today, 8, and I think one of them is my mother, have been at absolute suspense since yesterday. Did I get the room for the night? And the answer is, wait for it. No, I didn't. Kind of bummed. I completely forgot to record this actually yesterday. So it's Sunday night and I'm doing it from the apartment in San Salvador. I was really hoping or thought that, figuring the owner of the hostel, right, would have a friend. They put out some feelers, whoever they reached out to, I don't know. Nobody had a room. Nobody. Valentine's Day weekend, I guess. Everything was booked. It was so beautiful. I would have been happy just for a bed, just to crash for the night, and then I could have gone back to that hostel. I got to tell you, it was really comfortable. Just the chair, the ocean in front of me. It wasn't super crowded. It was fantastic. President's Day weekend, I could have stayed another 2 full days. So lesson learned on the booking.com, and lesson learned also on making these plans last minute, which I have a habit of doing. I should make them like a week in advance. And I just realized I'm looking at the I'm looking at the video instead of the camera, right? I should be looking into the camera lens, so it doesn't look weird. I'm gonna replay this later, see my eyes change. But yeah, so that's the deal. I was pretty bummed. I scheduled an Uber. Luckily this time, I was able to schedule an Uber. I didn't have to pay Jose's cousin's uncle, brother, sister, whatever, to drive me back to San Salvador. It's $50 one way. So to go home for the night and come back in the morning, listen, is $100 a deal breaker? No, but they come all the way back here and crash and then leave in the morning again. And I wasn't even sure if I would get a bed tonight. So I was pretty bummed. I would really have liked to have stayed. So Zonte Beach, just so you know, plenty of surfing and pretty chill, like really chill. It was not a lot of nightlife at all. They were building some hotels there, and the owner of the hostel said he's seen things change. So maybe in 5 years, right, it'll be, I'm sure, more built up, especially if they have like the bigger hotels, things like that. But for now, if you want like just a chill vibe and a couple places to eat at night, whatever, bars or whatever, that's your place. So, okay, signing off. Bye.